Hello, this is Princess Somnia, and welcome back to more Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Today I want to discuss the things that you can do once you've completed the game, some of which I'll make full videos for, most of which I won't. I'll be explaining what I'll be doing with this Let's Play going forward with regards to side content and stuff like that, so look for that at the end of the video. And needless to say, for this video, there will be spoilers, obviously. I mean, this is going to come out after the Let's Play ended. I'm actually recording this a couple of days after I uploaded the final episode, and I hopefully will get this up soon. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about stuff. First things first, with patch 1.4.0 or higher installed, if you load up your completed save game file, all it needs is a little crown icon. You don't need to start up New Game Plus or anything like that. A new rare blade will be added to the randomized rare blade pool.
I am Talas. The soul, complete being, and embodiment of absolute order.
This is Telos, a dark elemental great axe blade with quite a lot of power behind her. She's a cameo character from the Xenosaga series, just like Cosmos, and like most rare blades, she has her own rare blade quest. Generally speaking, Telos is a lot easier to unlock than most rare blades in the game. She has a deliberately high rarity percentage chance to pull, something like that. Anyway, yeah, she's easy to get, so don't worry about having to spend hours and hours and hours of grinding. It shouldn't take you that long if you're using legendary Port Crystals. I'll be uploading her blade quest alongside every other character's blade quest later. Now, second thing second, with patch 1.3.0 or higher, you can carry your save data on into New Game Plus, kind of like other JRPGs like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that. This essentially starts you over at the beginning of the game with access to just about everything you've collected over the course of the game. Specifically, you can carry over your levels, your accessories, core chips, and aux cores, or Poppy Swap gear, both the ones that you have equipped and the stuff that you have in your inventory, almost all of your awakened blades. I'll explain a little bit more about the almost part. All of your items and your gold, the dev levels you have for every area, the mercenary levels that you have, though I'll explain a little bit more about how Merc's stuff works in New Game Plus. The status of every unique monster, basically if you killed it in your first playthrough, it stays dead and the tombstone will appear in New Game Plus instead. Every cutscene you've seen in the first playthrough will be saved in the event viewer, and your total playtime will carry over as well. You won't carry over your side quest progression. Every side quest you did will be reset. Every side quest you're in the middle of will also be reset, so watch out for that. Your Merc mission completion, every Merc mission you've done will be reset as well, so you'll have to do those over again if you need to. Every heart-to-heart you've seen will also be reset, even though the nodes like certain blades, rare blades, have nodes that require heart-to-hearts in order to open, those will remain opened, but the heart-to-heart will be reset and you can view it again. And specifically, if there's a quest tied to that heart-to-heart, you have to view that heart-to-heart again in order to do the quest. The locations you have registered and the landmarks you have registered on the map will also all be gone. You'll have to explore Allrest all over again to get them back. Certain key items and info items, usually those associated with story or quest progression, will also go away. For the rare blades, I did mention that most of your rare blades awakened blades carry over. The ones you lose temporarily are Rock Aegeon and the Wind Knuckleclaw from the beginning of the game, or Knuckles the Echidna, if you so wish to call it. They need to be re-resonated from the cores as you get them throughout the story, but they will come back with your core chips and aux cores and affinity chart progress, so you don't need to worry about losing those. It's just that the game won't let you use those blades until you unlock them during the storyline. Although, interestingly enough, during Chapter 3, Vandham's rock is actually the rock that you had at the end of your first playthrough. So Vandham will have rock with all the core chips and aux cores and things like that equipped as well, which is very interesting, kind of gives you a little bit of insight into how the game coded that in. But anyway, you also will lose access to Poppy QT and QT Pie, although when you unlock QT during the storyline in Chapter 4, QT Pie unlocks at the same time, so you don't need to do that quest again. In addition to bringing over all this really cool stuff, there are a few differences between New Game and New Game Plus that I will also go over right here. A lot. I'm just scrolling through my notes here and I see that there's a laundry list of stuff that changes. Anyway, Pyra and Mithra are available during the entire game instead of just, well, during the points in the plot. This includes Chapter 1, you start with Pyra and Mithra equipped at the beginning of the game during the King Krustit fight, and Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 during the points where you would normally lose access to both of them, i.e. when they get kidnapped by Tantal or by Torna. They're still around even though in the storyline they're not. Even more than that, you actually can ascend Pyra and Mithra even before Chapter 8 begins. It's the same conditions as always, but you can ascend them starting from the beginning of the game, which is also very nice. So if you wanted to use them in like certain early game fights, or if you just really want to nuke Ashma's core for all the trouble it gave you, there's that option. However, Rex is not the master driver during the New Game Plus playthrough, so you can't resonate with any blade equipped on any driver. And unfortunately, you also can't overdrive in a regular New Game after Chapter 8 onto Rex. So if there's a blade you want Rex to use in New Game Plus, you'll need to overdrive the blade onto some other party member, like Nia, and then overdrive them over to Rex. So yeah, you've got a couple of hoops you gotta pass through there. Oh, and I guess after Chapter 8, you'll be the master driver as normal, which I guess should be obvious, but just in case you needed to know that. Your story blades, so Pyra, Mithra, Dromark, Poppy, Brigid, and Pandoria, they can all be dispatched on mercenary missions, just like every other blade. They have their own unique mercenary group name and things like that, although there won't be any merc missions that require them specifically, if I recall correctly. Although if you do trigger a cutscene in which they appear, they'll be forced off the merc mission, the mission will just disband itself, and they'll be stealthily put back into the party, so watch out for that. Numa now has a level 4 special. Every driver in the game, including Vandham, has a hidden affinity chart with all new skills to learn. They're very expensive. So if you want these new skills, you'll have to grind a ton in order to get them, especially in Vandham's case. I know there are a lot of crazy people that 100%ed Vandham's hidden affinity chart, so I can't imagine how long that takes. Zeke in particular has a very special node on his hidden affinity chart that lets him activate the Eye of Shining Justice. If Pandoria is at max affinity with him, if you hold the R button and press plus, it activates the Eye of Shining Justice mode, which basically makes his arts and attack speed ridiculously fast and cranks up his damage by a ton. Kind of his own little special mode, if you will. In addition to being able to level up at ends, like usual, you can actually level down at ends instead. What leveling down does is it converts your experience levels into bonus experience, which can now be traded for special items. There are certain NPCs called Traveling Bards scattered all across Alrest that will exchange your bonus experience for special items. These Traveling Bards are at the following locations. At the Argentum Trade Guild's Lemoore Inn, the Traveling Bard will exchange an accessory expander kit for 20,000 or 200,000 experience. That basically gives you an extra experience, or not extra experience, an extra accessory slot for a certain party member. At Abel's Fountain, near Abel's Fountain, east of the site's chief residence salvage point in Torgoth Gormott, you can trade 20,000 ether crystals for 200,000 experience. In the patio above the commercial district in Fonsamaima Uraya, you can trade one legendary core crystal for 200,000 experience. In Jacklow's Inn, Albacavanik in Morardain, you can trade one ultimate weaponry for 400,000 experience. Ultimate weaponry gives 5,000 weapon points on use. Near the sweet shop in Theoswar Tantal, you could trade one overdrive protocol for 1 million experience. I'm so sorry. Near the entrance, inside the entrance of Spirit Crucible Elpis, you can trade one light elemental core for 1 million experience. The light elemental core is a special Poppy swap mod for QT Pie that lets her become light elemental. The only other way to get a light elemental mod in the game is from Tiger Stage 5. At either the Cliffs of Moritha Inlet, the Cliffs of Moritha Jubilee Gate, the Land of Moritha's View of a Lost Time, the Land of Moritha's Megafloat Based, the World Tree east of Level 3 Alioth, and the World Tree Level 2 Mizar Lower Deck, you can trade one Master Mod for 500,000 experience. It's a Master Mod for a certain stat, so like HP and stuff like that. Those are all the Traveling Bards that you can find. Even more things! Unbelievable just how much content you get for New Game Plus. There are 6 brand new rare blades added to the random pool for Resonance. Akos, Petroka, Abrona, Sever, Perdido, and Cressidas. Basically Torna and their blades. Akos is a lightning elemental healer, Petroka is an earth elemental attacker, Abrona is a lightning elemental attacker, Sever is a wind elemental tank, Perdido is a fire elemental attacker, and Cressidas is an earth elemental tank. They can only be found via Resonance, so you have to grind out those pools, or have to grind out those cores. But they differ from most blades in that they cannot use core chips. Instead, their stats can only be improved by working on their affinity charts. To compensate, their weapons have base stats that are a lot higher than most average blades. So that's pretty nice. You can also recruit Mikhail as a blade by speaking to him at the Megafloat base in the Land of Moritha during Chapter 10. Whoever speaks to him is the person who becomes his driver, and if you dismiss him, he just returns to Megafloat base. He's a Dark Elemental tank blade. That, I believe, covers the basics of New Game Plus, but of course, there's still much more to do even after a New Game Plus run, namely Super Bosses and the Land of Challenges. But to get there, you'll probably want to grind for a while. This is not something you have to do. This is just something I wanted to talk about a little bit because it's kind of part of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 post-game experience. There are a ton of really good strategies for level grinding out there on the internet. I just thought I'd compile a few of the ones I personally used back when I grinded up to level 99 for this video. And the hardest part of the grind is going from whatever level you finish the game at to level 80, since there isn't a lot of enemies out there that can do a lot for you in terms of levels that are also around your level. A lot of the enemies are either sub-level 60 or above level 80 in this game, which is kind of weird, but it just happens to be that way. For that grind, you can defeat a lot of the unique monsters that are around level 60 to 70, like Vampire Bride Marion in Uraya, stuff like that. Or you can just fight Artifice Ion over and over and over again, and cash it over and over and over again to cash in that experience. You can also do a whole lot of side questing around to cash in that experience. Even a friend of mine actually just did a New Game Plus run just to get himself up to level 80, so there's that as well. Once you get up to level 80, it should be more or less smoother sailing. From there, to get to level 90-ish, you can fight the Deimos Sauruses in Temperantia over and over again. They give pretty good experience. All you need to do is stack 4 orbs and then finish them off with a chain attack. Just be sure that if you're like level 80-ish, to take them a little bit seriously, consider them more of a boss fight than a standard enemy. From level 90-ish plus, you should be good to go to take on Relentless Arduan at Clumfon Torgoth after feeding the infant Arduan all the way, with the added benefit of being able to farm legendary core crystals for him. So yeah, that's basically how I got myself up from like level 92 to level 99, was just fighting the Relentless Arduan while grinding for legendary core crystals. I won't get into how to farm legendary core crystals. That's something that I think there are a lot of people on the internet that can explain a little bit better than I can, and regardless, it does take a little while to set up. So, super bosses. These are unique monsters that are at or above level 100 that are scattered all across Allrest. With a couple of exceptions, these super bosses are only available in Chapter 10, specifically after you step out of the elevator and enter the first low orbit station. These super bosses are as follows. Gladiator Orion, level 100 at Hallowed Godswood Shrine, Cliffs of Moritha. He's available before Chapter 10, and I actually did show him off during the course of the Let's Play. Reeking Douglas, level 104 at the Brigand's Hideout in Gormott. Pernicious Benth, level 109 at Aegis Hamper Temperantia. Cloudsea King Ken, level 110 at the Central Ether Boulder in Tantal, only while foggy. Mark 7 Arek, level 114 at level 4 Megrez, World Tree. Artifice Ophion, level 117 at Gotrok Oracle Ruins, Cliffs of Moritha. Just try and look past the fact that he's higher level than Ion. Chicken Heart Dagmara, level 120, along the catwalks near the upper entrance of the Old Factory, Morardane. And Tyranno Titan Kurado, level 130 at the Profaned Place, Temperantia. He is also available before level 10, but in order to actually open him up in order to combat, or fight him, you will need level 12 Fire Mastery, level 8 Focus, level 5 Ancient Wisdom, level 5 Dark Mastery in Field Skills, just to get a chance to fight him. Now, I won't show off how to fight these guys, or how to deal with strategizing against these guys. For the most part, I think there are, again, people on the internet that can show you how to strategize against these enemies better than I can, and regardless of that, I actually have not personally fought all of these super bosses. I fought most of them, actually. I fought Gladiator Orion on my own time. That fight is just a test of patience and making sure you have enough healing. I fought Reeking Douglas, which isn't actually that tough. The key to fighting him is to make sure you seal reinforcements on him before it's too late. I fought Cloudsea King Ken, which also wasn't too difficult with my setup. And I fought Chicken Heart Dagmara, which is as easy as just launching him straight off the platform and having him die to fall damage. And also I fought Tyranno Titan Kurado. He's a little bit of a touchier fight, just because he has a couple of abilities that can pretty much instantly kill multiple party members. That one has a lot to do with timing and iframes and stuff that I'm generally not that mechanically skilled at, but I have fought and won against Tyranno Titan Kurado once before. But again, I'm not going to be fighting them right now. Generally speaking, the only real rewards you get from fighting super bosses are rare unique items that you can't otherwise find anywhere else, such as special core chips, like the Moon Matter chips from Cloudsea King Ken, the best critical hit rate boosting chip in the game for Mithra, or Tachyon chips from Tyranno Titan Kurado, or key items that lead to unique treasures like with Ophion. He has a key item that leads to Dilation chips, the only source of them in the entire game. If you have patch 1.5.0 installed, not just super bosses, but also every unique monster in the game will now be timed, so you can have a record showing how long it took for you to beat certain super bosses, or unique monsters. Just there for a little added challenge or bonus, or just to show off your speedrunning prowess. For even more challenge in the game, expansion pass holders gain access to the Land of Challenges starting from Chapter 4. By the way, if you don't have the expansion pass, highly recommend getting it. It's definitely more than worth the amount of money it costs, like, for sure. It's probably close to like a $50 value for 30 bucks. It's ridiculous. But anyway, from Chapter 4 onwards, if you head to Alethra Ruins after accepting the DLC pack, of course, you'll find a mysterious crystal that you can expect that leads to the following cutscene.
Whoa! What is this place?
Very strange and mysterious is what?
This may not even be Allrest.
Well, we'd better be on our guard.
Where are we? This place?
Shulk, maybe we should turn back. We don't even have our weapons.
Huh?
The Monado.
And my weapons too.
I don't know what's going on, but I feel a little safer now. It's not the Bionis, but it's not the Mechonis either. We're in unknown territory, for sure.
Hey, Shulk. Someone's over there.
Huh? Should we talk to them?
Masterpan, humanoid life forms.
Their clothing style look funny.
What should we do?
They look friendly enough.
But it's just so strange, running into people in a place like this.
I'm not sure how to handle this.
Looks like we've got a problem.
It's good to help each other out. Tell us what's wrong.
Huh? Oh, we popped up in this weird place. That's what's wrong.
There is something strange about it, for sure.
Hey, Shulk. Looks like we're in the same boat.
Yeah, you're right. We all came here unwillingly. I guess we are in the same predicament.
So you don't know what's going on either?
That's right. I've no idea where this is or why we're here.
We're all clueless then. Well, why don't we team up? We can check this place out together.
Sounds good. Actually, I was about to say that myself.
My name's Rex.
And I'm Pyra.
Call me Nia. Old Fairbag here's Dromac.
Tora is Tora!
Please call Poppy Poppy.
You're a lively bunch. I'm Shulk.
And I'm Fiora.
Good to meet you.
Ah, likewise.
Awesome. I have this great feeling that everything's gonna work out fine.
From here on out, you'll have access to Challenge Battle Mode, and Shulk and Fiora from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 as Rare Blades. Shulk is a light elemental attacker with the Monado, of course, and a very special mechanic. After a certain time interval that can be boosted by completing his affinity chart, if you successfully complete a button QTE, you can nullify the damage from an incoming art. Kind of like how his visions work in Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It's a very cool nod to the system that made Xenoblade Chronicles 1 as unique and famous and good as it was, but it's nice nonetheless. Fiora is a wind elemental healer blade with a ridiculous focus and bonus to her critical hit rate. Unlike the Torna blades, they can use core chips, although it won't change the shape of their weapons, which also, thank God for that. And like Poppy Buster, they are immune to the Spirit Crucible Elpis effect, meaning that you can use their specials as you want, which is also really, really nice. Now to begin with, they can only be used in the Land of Challenges, but if you complete Dino Drama on any difficulty in Challenge Battle Mode, you'll receive the All Rest Link Ring, a key item that lets you bring Shulk and Fiora with you into All Rest. So that's really nice. Now for the Land of Challenges itself, basically how this works is that there's a series of challenge battles that you can complete. All of them are timed, so you have to complete them within a certain time interval. And some of them have certain restrictions imposed on them. A given challenge battle may have a level limit, or a blade power limit imposed on it. Basically what this means is that during this challenge battle, you'll actually have your levels dropped down to that challenge battle's cap, and your blade's strength, generally meaning their general stats, like how much damage they can deal, how much they can protect you, they'll also be reduced as well. This is basically put in there to enforce some amount of difficulty for some of the easier fights. Since you can access Challenge Battle from Chapter 4, but if you go in there from like Chapter 10, or with like maxed out levels or stuff like that, some of the easier fights will still be capable of giving you something of a challenge. There are certain challenge battles that are special and involve using either fixed party members or general party members that you don't normally have, or only had once. One in particular that I personally think is one of the more fun challenge battles is Titan Battleship Assault, which has you playing as Jin with some of his more broken arts, like Stun Swallow, Empty Moment, and the full blade combo version of Heavenly Disrupt. During challenge battles, instead of finding items or things like that dropped from enemies, you can pick up ether cubes that will pile up into certain rewards that you can get after finishing the challenge battle. Basically, the more ether cubes you collect, the more it fills up those treasure chest icons, and if you fill in one of those treasure chest icons, you get a special chest at the end of the challenge battle. The rewards that you get from those are items that you can trade for special aux cores and accessories that serve as alternate costumes for certain characters. They have additional effects like stat boosting and things like that, but mostly they really exist just for cosmetic purposes and to appease everyone in the fandom who had a shattering fangasm over Pyra's brown cloak. I won't be doing footage covering all of the Land of Challenges myself, but if you're interested, hey, more power to you. They're there for you to enjoy. 1.5.1 update was just released in late July a couple of weeks ago, or at least at the time of recording it was a couple of weeks ago, and adds a few new challenges both related to challenge, or a few new features related to challenge and otherwise. In addition to new items being made available in the Land of Challenges, so more cosmetics and things like that, there are a couple new difficulty modes for expansion pass holders: Bringer of Chaos and Custom. Bringer of Chaos essentially makes the game harder by increasing everything the enemies can do to you, and making everything you do just a little bit less broken. For those of you who wanted New Game Plus or Challenge Battle Mode to really bring the pain, this is for you. Custom difficulty lets you manually adjust various gameplay parameters for yourself for a more unique gameplay experience. You can tailor it to whatever you want, so if you want to make the game even more obscenely brutal than Bringer of Chaos, or even more simplistic and easy than Easy Mode, or just make something up of your own, the choice is yours, and how you customize the difficulty is up to you. It's nice that they give you a way of really handling the gameplay and making it your own.
Crosette's the name. Guys, I won't let you down. This is so exciting. Ah! Breathe, Crosette. I'll do my best to brighten things up. I won't let you down.
It also unlocks a new rare blade, Crosette. Her core can be received in-game from an NPC just downstairs from the inn in Argentum. No quest necessary, and there's no need to pull her randomly. I'll detail her and her blade quest in a separate video at a later date. And of course, it wouldn't be right to fail to mention that with 1.5.1 installed, if you have Shulk or Fiora engaged, the music played during a unique monster fight will change to You Will Know Our Names from Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Now that, I think, just about covers everything I wanted to say for this post-game episode. I think. So where will Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2 go from here? Well, there's still a lot of side quest episodes that I have to record and upload. They will be edited, and I think they will not be commentated over, but I think rather I will just put up text or some sort of helpful little bar or something like that, or some graphic. I'm not too sure how I'll handle this, but I will throw them in at the end of this playlist for your viewing. I'll also be covering all of the DLC quests as well in this playlist, and all of the Blade quests, which are separate from regular side quests. All of the Blade quests are uploaded into a separate playlist called Xenoblade 2 Blade Quests, if you want to check those out. I'll upload those periodically as I edit and commentate over those as well, which will all also be done post-production. Eventually, I may or may not decide to show off every Blade Quest or location and landmark in their own separate videos or playlists. I'm not sure if 100% if I'm going to go out of my way to do this or not for the channel. I think eventually I will do this for my GameFAQs guide, though. And if you want to check out my GameFAQs guide, by the way, I have it listed in the video description, or you can just look up Xenoblade 2 guides on GameFAQs. I'll be rolling out all of this extra side content for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 alongside my next Let's Play series, so don't worry about this taking over everything I'm going to be doing for a while. By the way, the next Let's Play is currently in the works, if you're curious. I won't spoil what it is right now, but there will be a bit of a video hiatus for the next couple of weeks until I get to a position where I have enough content edited and ready to go, and an internet speed that isn't slower than molasses, so I can start uploading them and have them posted on a daily basis. So if you are wondering where all the videos have gone for the past couple of weeks, that would be why. For as of yet released content, like, say, more DLC quests that may or may not come out after this video is posted, or more Rare Blades that may or may not come out after this video is posted. I do believe there is still one Rare Blade pack that has yet to be announced. I will cover those as they are released, so you can expect that to show up here on this channel. Now, of course, the elephant in the room is Torn of the Golden Country. This is pretty much a separate campaign slash story mode slash game, basically, for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that features the Aegis War 500 years in the past. I will be covering Torn of the Golden Country pretty much in its entirety on my channel here. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it blind. I think I will do it blind myself, and if that is the case, I will be doing the blind playthrough on Twitch at twitch.tv/PrinceOfSomnia, and exporting the VODs to YouTube. So, if you want to catch me playing Torn of the Golden Country, that's where you'll find me doing it live. Anyway, that's all for this bonus episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Thank you guys so much for watching this Let's Play. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did in making it. If you enjoyed this Let's Play, consider checking out some of my other content here on YouTube. It's always there for your viewing pleasure. And look forward to another Let's Play coming out in the next couple of weeks, as well as, I believe, some live streams, which I plan on doing in the relatively near future over at twitch.tv/PrinceOfSomnia. But anyway, this is Prince of Somnia, obviously, signing out. See you next Let's Play!